Latin America is currently the centre of the pandemic. Rich Preston has the latest from the continent.
Lockdowns remain in place across much of Latin America as it tackles the spread of coronavirus. In Colombia, which has around 17,000 cases and over 600 deaths, police use drones to look for those breaking quarantine rules in the capital, Bogotá. But they're a little more sophisticated than that. The drones are also looking for people with a fever. And if it spots someone with a high temperature, it sends the location to a control room so a medical team can be dispatched to find the person and test them for the virus.
It gives us an approximate body temperature and directs the case to a national system so it can be attended to.
Colombia's neighbour to the south, Peru, has the second highest death toll from Covid-19 in Latin America. In the capital, Lima, a protest by these hospital workers demanding more protective equipment, saying they haven't been given the tools they need to do their jobs safely.
There are already many infected workers, many dead. We don't have the security to survive this pandemic here, whilst working with Covid-19 patients.
Meanwhile, in neighbouring Bolivia, the country's health minister has been detained on suspicion of corruption over the alleged purchase of these 170 ventilators bought to treat Covid-19 patients at a cost of $27,000 each, when the real price should have been less than half that. The Spanish firm which makes the machines says they were sold via a third party. In Chile, which has reported more than 500 coronavirus deaths, there's concern about the environmental impact of the pandemic. It's one of Latin America's biggest producers of rubbish, yet very little is recycled. What is, usually, has to be taken to central drop-off points, but with a population under lockdown, few people are doing that.
The drop in recycling has been shocking, and you can see it here in particular. At this collection centre, the quantity of material was impressive every time we came here. Now it's dropped severely.
It's caused a drop in work for some recycling staff and has pushed them to go directly to people's houses.
The clean points are closed, so there's demand for people to come and pick up at individual homes.
As countries across Latin America continue to tackle the spread of coronavirus, the long-term impact remains unclear. With hospitals badly affected, food shortages reported in some areas, and income from tourism all but wiped out, there are fears the virus will leave its mark on the continent long after it has been beaten. Rich Preston, BBC News.